So good morning. How's everybody feeling? Besides allergies. Yeah, exactly. Okay, what about parts of the body? For me, it's shoulders, so I'm going to do some good shoulder stuff. Anybody? Low back for sure. Shoulders? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, because we're going to be doing some movements into that, so be careful. Little micro movements better than big ones today. Kathy, you're good?
Everything.
It's the same old, huh? And Diane, same old, neck? Why is it always the neck? That's what I always wonder, the neck and shoulders. Yeah. It is, I know. They said much of our culture today is focused on this part up. Think of all the thinking that we do and all the planning and all the whatever working we do. We don't do a lot with this part, so especially not the lower part. Okay, so close your eyes and just kind of find that nice little spot here. And take a couple of long, deep breaths, and when you exhale, then just find yourself right here in the corner of little downtown Vista, in your little place where you are safe and where you get to nurture yourself. And if you're anxious about anything, and it doesn't have to be height, anxiety, it could be just something that's kind of in the back of your mind. Just on the exhales, tell yourself that everything's going to work out. And everything's going to be fine. I always think about when you are a little kid and you fall down and your mom or your dad or your sister or your aunt tells you that it's okay, everything's going to be okay. So that's the feeling that we want to have about things in life when they get a little too anxious. Everything's going to work out. And then the next exhale breath, you'll bring your chin slowly downward. We're going to start to move the neck a little bit. So as you hold it here, we're going to just slowly go side to side, just about 2 inches over to the right and just about 2 inches over to the left. So just a little micro movement just to kind of feel those little muscle fibers pulling and stretching. And then make that little arc over a little more on each side. Just breathing into that sensation wherever it's tight, just keeping it loose. And then maybe all the way to the half arc, which is ear to shoulder. And then down and ear to shoulder. And down, good. Next time it's right ear, right shoulder. We're going to do full neck rolls, and these are called somatic neck head circles. So we're going to take the head back and squeeze the shoulders back. So we're kind of arching our back and just opening the chest when the head is up and back. And then we're going to take it to the left ear, left shoulder. And when we come down with the chin tucking, we're going to round the shoulders and draw those shoulder blades to flat. So inhale to the right and open up into a back arch, and exhale down and around. And as you're doing this, this is what is called an organic movement. So make it fluid, make one shoulder maybe stretch as you go into that one side, then the other shoulder stretches, and just taking that nice gentle flow round and round. Head and neck, shoulders back, hips probably feeling it too. And then wherever you are in your circle, you just go the other way. Make sure you exhale, especially where it's tight. We all have our places where we know we carry some of that secret tension, so just letting all that go. And then next time your chin is back to the center, I'm going to gently lift the head up, open the eyes, because I'm going to demonstrate this next movement. This one's called the shove. So we're going to take the left arm and make a fist. We're going to scrunch up the shoulder and bend the elbow, and that ear goes over there to the left. So this is your inhale, like everything is so tight here. The exhale is the opposite. We're going to open up the side of the neck by tilting the head. We're going to open up the arm and reach it all the way out with the thumb facing upward and the arm going out. So here we go. We're going to go inhale, crunch over there to the left side. And exhale, we're going to pull all the way over and back. And 2 more. Inhale, contract. And exhale, pull sideways. Good, 1 more time. Inhale, contract. And this time when you exhale, pull, I want you to turn your palm backwards. So you're gonna just take a rotation into the shoulder and pull your arm back as much as you can. Take a breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Turn your palm now forward. Pull your arm back a little bit more and take an inhale and an exhale too. And exhale back to the center. Good. We'll go to the other side, to the right. Everything crunches up. So the elbow, the fist, the ear to the shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to pull over to the left and the arm goes back. Inhale, crunch. Exhale, smooth it out. Just sending that energy all the way through your fingertips. And again, inhale, contract. Exhale, stretch. You're trying to get that shoulder back just a wee little bit. And next time we're going to take it into the crunch. And when we exhale, we're going to pull the arm back, but now the palm turns backwards. Pull your arm back a little bit and take a nice deep breath there. And exhale. Turn the palm forward and maybe bring the arm back a little bit. And here we go again. Inhale. And exhale. And then bring it all the way back to the center. Tuck your chin and do a couple cat-cows. So here we go, downward, inhale, exhale, upward, and then downward. And then upward 1 more time, good, and then downward. And then back to neutral, inhale, both arms out to the side, big stretch, reach up. Exhale, bring your left hand to your right knee, your right arm behind you, look behind you. Inhale, lift up tall, maybe gazing up. Exhale, switch the other way. Just a gentle, twisted flow. Inhale, up, bless you. Exhale, down. Good, inhale, lift. Exhale, take the twist. Next time we're going to inhale, lift in steeple mudra. So index finger, thumbs interlace. Thumbs and index finger reaching upward. Take a breath and exhale. We're going to tilt to the left. See if you can get that right hip to go outside a little bit more. Inhale up and exhale to the right. Good. Inhale up. Now we're going to twist to the left. So just exhale, twisting to the left. Inhale straight and exhale, twisting to the right. Good. Inhale all the way up. Bring the arms all the way behind you and interlace them. Draw your shoulder blades together. See if you can even touch your palms together. That's a little challenging. And once you've got that nice squeezing of your shoulder blades, I want you to lift your head up and open and close your mouth. And start to move that area underneath your jaw, your throat, and then underneath your lip. Stretch that part. Underneath your nose. And then tuck your chin all the way down, all the way down. Take a nice deep breath right here. Good. And then exhale. And then release. And then we'll shake it out a little bit. We're going to do one more neck one. And this one I really like. It's really more powerful with the breath. So take your index finger to your chin. This is called the rooster head. And you're just going to go forward and then back. A few times, just forward and back. So what we're doing now is just kind of loosening up, stretching the back of the neck muscles. And next time your chin is back, I want you to tuck your chin, hold it there, and take a really big breath right into that space that we're stretching. So big breath. Hold that, exhale out. Do one more time, inhale. So we're stretching the body from the inside out when we do that. So take a big breath, getting space in those cervical discs, and then exhale. Good, release your fingertip, but keep tucking your chin down just for a moment. Maybe take one more deep breath here, inhale. Good, exhale. And then lift the head up, and then roll your shoulders. Good. Yeah. And then roll your shoulders forward. And then bring both legs out in front of you. Shake them out a little bit. Coming into Baddha Konasana, which is this little diamond shape pose. And we're going to do something called butterfly, and just kind of warms up, loosens up the hips a little bit. So we're just going to grab a hold of the shins or the ankles, and we're going to go up and down. So you see that the outer elbows can kind of push into the inner knees or inner thighs, so that little movement there. A couple times, just softening in the space. And then we're going to take a forward fold, so take a breath. And then exhale, we're going to release forward. So you can push those elbows into your thighs, into your shins, and take that forward fold. You can tuck your chin, round your back. If you want to broaden in the upper back, take your elbows to the outside of your shins. And then take some nice deep breaths into the back side of you. And then gently lift your head up. Bring your feet out in front of you a little bit more so the diamond gets a little more narrow. And we're going to take the palms facing upward. Bring them in the middle. Slip them underneath the calves, around the shins, and maybe they lay on top of the shins or on top of the feet, and you're just going to fold a little bit forward. But be careful because you're going to feel some really interesting muscles here. So you've got some inner thigh muscles, some hamstring muscles, maybe in your butt. So just take your time. Maybe tuck your chin if that feels good to surrender a little bit here. So taking some deep breaths. And then last breath. Good, slowly coming all the way up. And then we're going to come into Navasana pose, which is a little core strengthener, so be careful on this one. Maybe just lift your feet up. So feet are going to be planted parallel. Your hands will be spread wide behind you so that you can lean back a little bit on your palms. And we're just going to flex the feet. So the first thing we're going to do is just engage those beautiful leg muscles. You can feel a little bit of your core engaging there. As soon as you lift your heels up, just even a half an inch, you've engaged those core muscles. And you can just hold that there. If you want to take a balance, then the arms would go out to the side, palms facing inward. And we're just going to hold this nice and strong and straight. So there's so many different poses we can do for core strength, but this one's pretty darn easy. We're just isolating and just strengthening those muscles. Good. And then slowly lower. Take your feet into that Baddha Konasana again, and we're going to do a forward fold to release. So take a breath and exhale, fold forward. So remember, elbows on the inside, elbows on the outside, chin tucked, whatever feels good. Nice deep breaths, especially into the belly. And then slowly coming back up, we're going to take it into Happy Baby, which is actually a balancing pose and a core strengthener. So with the feet the way they are, we're going to take our peace fingers in between our big toe and our second toe, and we're going to balance on our sit bones. So you can kind of swing and kind of rock like that to get up, or you can walk your feet in a little bit till you feel like you're balanced, and then that little lift. And again, it doesn't have to be high. Just that little lift. If you're feeling balanced, you can bring your arms out, your legs out. Wherever you want to go with that. Maybe look up to the ceiling. Open up the throat. Good, and slowly coming all the way down. One more time, forward fold. Grab a hold of your ankles, your toes, take a breath, and exhale, fold forward. So forward folds are very calming for the nervous system. So this is a real good thing to do if you are a little anxious, excited, moving too fast. Good. Gently bringing your head up, and let's take it all the way out to a straddle. So we'll do some nice stretches for the hamstrings here. So with the feet out, I want you to point and flex your feet a couple times. Just point and flex them. And you can see what muscles you're using. You can feel a little pull underneath your thighs when you're doing that. So those are the muscles that we're going to be stretching in this little sequence, all on the back of the legs. So take the hands and we're going to pivot them over to the left side. So one hand on each side of the left leg. We're going to take a breath and we're going to walk slowly down that left leg. So you're taking your fingers and you're walking down towards your knees, your ankles. And here you are into your hamstrings. So it'll be 3 long breaths here. You can tuck your chin, round your shoulders, whatever you want to do, or you can stay straight. Notice what's going on in the right side of your hip, in your back. You can take your right hand and try to touch your left toes. Try to reach as far as you can. And if you're doing that, take really big breaths right into that right hip, because that's what we're stretching. Good, now keeping that left hand where it is, raise your right arm up to the side like you're taking a little side angle. So reach it all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, gazing up. And then inhale up. And then we'll pivot to the right. So both hands to the right. The back is nice and straight as we fold. So take a breath and exhale, we're gonna walk down. So you're just taking it easy. That's why we're gonna hold it a little bit to breathe. So remembering that breath is so important to take into these tighter places. Keeping that left sit bone touching the mat. You should feel the pull on the left side of your low back, and then to increase that, breathe into that, take your left hand and reach towards your right toes. And if you've got the reach, 2 nice deep breaths right into that reachy spot, that really tight pull spot there in the left lower hip. Keeping the right arm down, we're going to reach the left arm all the way up, and we're going to gaze up, reach up. Good. And then inhale all the way back to the center. Good, now both arms are going to come out in front. We're going to do a forward fold. So take your hands in front. You're going to bring yourself forward like your back is nice and straight and tall. And then anywhere in that forward fold, you can hold here, or you can tuck your chin, round your shoulders, whatever you want. So just be careful where you're feeling this stretch, and make sure you can take a long, deep breath. So that's the safe spot. You always can kind of back off of the stretch, and when you exhale, you can go into the stretch a little bit further. So that concept is called feathering. It's such a good kind of analogy. It's just kind of a gentle flow movement in and out. Maybe the body can respond a little bit more. One last breath. And then gently walk yourself back up. And then bring both feet together. Good. Shake them out a little bit. And then we'll swing on over to all fours. So taking it into kneeling tabletop, as we call this. So your toenails are flat and your palms are spread wide, and you're gazing at your thumbs. Now just taking a moment just to engage the core muscles. So you want to imagine that you can draw your belly button in towards your spine, because we're going to reach that right arm right out in front of us with the palm facing inward, and the left foot back behind us. So as soon as we do that, that's a nice core strengthener. It's a back strengthener too, so holding that. Good. On your next exhale, lower down to the other side. Engage the core muscles. Lift that left arm up and the right foot back. Gazing down. Nice long breaths. Steady eddies. Good. Then releasing. And now we'll do it one more time each side. Right arm, left leg. We're going to take a breath, and when we exhale, we're going to bring the elbow to the left knee and the left knee towards the right elbow. You don't have to touch. It's just that little crisscross. It gets your external oblique muscles. Inhale, we're reaching out. Exhale, we're crisscrossing. Good. Inhale, we're stretching. And exhale, we're crisscrossing. Good. Reaching all the way out one more time. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And then releasing. Here we go, other side. Left arm up, palm is in, right foot back. Take a breath, inhale, exhale the crisscross. Feel free to tuck your chin or not. You decide if the back wants to be straight or rounded. Work in the core. Inhale. Good breathing, I hear you guys. And then stretch it all the way out on the last one. You're gonna hold it just for your strength, good. And then release it, coming back down into kneeling, and then child's pose. So big toes touch, knees wide, come sitting back. So whatever feels good, knees can be really wide together. Stretch your arms underneath the armpits. Lift up your palms and just press into your fingertips so you really feel that kind of extension all the way along the underside of your arm, through your shoulder blades. And then you can place your palms back down. And then coming back into kneeling. So we're going to do an interesting shoulder movement on this one. This one's called thread the needle. So this one takes it into a deeper place. So I'm going to caution you as you start to move through it. So just stop when you feel you want to stop. It's going to be the right arm scoots out to the side and then threads underneath. So threading the needle kind of underneath, the palm is coming up. And we're going to scoot it all the way there, all the way through. You can come down so that your forearm of your left arm is down and you're looking over that hand, or you can possibly rest your shoulder in your ear. So that's where it goes a little bit deeper. So you decide where you want to go in that. Take your time. And only if your ear and right shoulder are on the mat, you're going to put your left hand on your left hip. And then maybe lift the left arm up, maybe. And then we'll come back down, the left hand comes back down, the right arm unthreads, and we're going to take that right arm all the way out to the side and look at it. Good, and then bring it down. Here we go, to the left. So make sure that right arm's nice and stable, left arm is out to the side, we're looking at it, we're going to thread it underneath so the palm is up, we're scooching. So taking that shoulder blade, stretching it, making it nice and spacious around those rhomboids, and just take your time. Maybe you drop to that right forearm and maybe you can rest your head and your shoulders. The option to take the right hand to the right hip and possibly up. And then right hand comes down, palm is flat, we're unthreading the needle, and then looking all the way out to the left again. Good, bring it all the way back and bring it back to child's pose. So knees wide or together. So that little movement is really good for our vestibular health. So vestibular system is part of our balance system. It's our inner ear. And we have these little interesting crystals in there, so they need to be moved and massaged and challenged a little bit to keep us in our good vestibular health. Now make a little bit of a movement with your hips. If you can, a figure 8, if not, just side to side. So taking that motion on each side of your hips, round and round, the infinity circle. And if you're doing the figure 8, go the opposite direction. Good, then bring it all the way back into kneeling. We're going to do one little hip sequence here. So squaring the hands and the knees again. We'll bring that right knee up and out to the side in a couple hip circles. So round and round, gazing at your thumbs. And then the other way, round and round. Out and in, up and down. Good, and then come back to the center. We'll go to the other side. So left knee is up, foot is flexed. We're going to go round and round. And just noticing right here, you can feel your core muscles working, right? As soon as you lift that leg up, the core's got to engage there. So nice and firm, going backwards a little bit, and then the up and down. And then coming all the way back in. And now we'll do wag the tail. So looking over your left shoulder, your hips move to the right. So you're looking behind you, almost looking at your heels almost. Back to the center, and exhale, you're going to twist to the other side. And do that a few times. So just taking the hips out as far as it feels comfortable. And when you come back to neutral, one more time, downward facing dog or a child's pose, either one. And then coming back into kneeling, we're going to take it into one lunge. So the lunge just starts our balancing. So starting in kneeling, that right foot's going to step forward and both hands will come to the right knee. Good. Reaching the left arm up. So the palm is facing in. Good. Sink a little bit deeper into that left hip. So this is crescent lunge, and if it feels okay with the shoulder, we'll bring the right arm up to meet it. And then turn the pinkies in and the thumbs out. See what you feel in your shoulder blades, maybe gazing up. Strong. Good, bringing both hands down. And then scooching that right knee back, taking it to the left, so left foot comes forward, both hands to the left knee. Right arm is up, palm is facing in, and then we're gonna sink down, but not forward. Yeah, so we get the hip flexor. Good, Carolyn. And then only if the balance is feeling good, then we can take the right arm, left arm up. Beautiful, maybe even look up this time. Beautiful hip opening here. And then bringing both hands down. We're gonna step that back foot forward to meet the front, coming into a forward fold, holding onto our elbows with the opposite hand and bend the knees. So a little ragdoll and just sway side to side. Back and forth. Make sure your knees are bent so those hamstrings don't get overly stretched. And then we're going to come up to standing, so lift the head, swoop the arms all the way up, big reach, good. Bring the hands together in prayer. I'm going to start in chair pose actually, because chair pose is what we think of as a strengthener for our legs, but actually it's a good strengthener for the core too. So we're going to take the arms to the side and bend the knees. Take the arms out and around like we're holding a ball in front of us. We're just going to take a notice here, right? We're going to hold it, probably 6 breaths. So just kind of noticing what you're feeling. Probably the thighs, of course, but notice the core, how those muscles are kind of pulled in a little bit. So this is one of the more powerful isometrics, easy one to keep that core nice and strong. And we'll take it one more breath. Good, inhale, reach all the way up, and exhale, bring it all the way back to the heart center. Good, now a couple rounds of sun salutations. Inhale, big sun circle as we gaze up. Exhale, hands turn back to back, bend at the hips and the knees, and here we go, folding to the floor. You don't have to touch. Inhale, halfway up, your back is flat and you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. Good, exhale, we're gonna take the fold. Right arm is reaching up, gaze up to that right thumb. Exhale, lower. And then inhale the left arm up. Good, exhale, lower. I'm gonna come all the way up, swooping up, maybe looking up. And exhale back to the heart center. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive and fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, take the bow. Right arm is reaching up, gazing up. Exhale, lower. And inhale, left arm up. Exhale, lower. Now we're going to come into chair pose again. So we're going to hold this, and I'm going to give you an option to stay here or come into prayer twist, which means palms together at prayer position, left elbow to right knee. And it doesn't have to go down and touch. It could just be that little upper back twist. We're going to hold it for 3 breaths here. Holding for your strength. Good, reaching your arms out in front, and your next inhale will take you up. Inhale up. And exhale to the heart center, last one. Inhale, up, looking up. Exhale, draw the belly in, take your fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway, squeeze the shoulders. Exhale, lower. Inhale, right arms reaching up, gazing up. Exhale, release it. And inhale, left arm is up. And exhale, lowered. Bend the knees, arms out in front. We're in chair pose again. You can stay here or bring the hands to prayer and take it the opposite way. If you're really feeling daring, you can put all the weight on your right foot and lift your left foot up just a little bit, maybe to the toes, and then do the opposite. Coming down, and then reaching both arms out in front. And then the inhale brings you all the way up. Good, and exhale all the way back down. Good. Shake it out a little bit. I want everybody to grab a wall, because what I want to do right now is stretch these quad muscles. So just get to the wall, and we're just going to stand, doesn't matter which direction. And you're going to bend the leg that's on the outside and see if you can grab a hold of the ankle. And if you can't, you can use your belt and grab a hold of it. So So whatever we're going to do, we're just going to hold this nice stretch. Good. If you've got that, lean forward a little bit. If you want to let go of your leg and extend your outside arm out. Good. And then release it. Take that outside leg now straight out in front of you and hold it. And then point and flex all the way down. Good. Okay, take it to the other side. So we're going to bend the outside knee. Grab the ankle if you can, so that stretches the quad. Maybe leaning forward to get into that hip a little bit, get into the shoulder. And if you want to take that dancer's pose, we're going to take that arm out in front of us. Beautiful. And then coming back in, straightening out that outside leg straight out in front of you. And then a point and flex gets you all the way down. Good. All right, so all those little sequences, they stretch and they stabilize the muscles. Now we're going to really loosen things up. This is called undulating. So we're going to be taking it into dragon swim. So coming back to your mat, we're going to take the hands in prayer. And we're going to start with the upper body first. We're going to make a figure 8 with our fingers. So we're going to go up and around, meet in the middle, and then down and around. Bless you, bless you. And come up and around. So just a couple more circles. And you can tell how you can make these fat and long, narrow and skinny. And then go the other way, other way. And once you've got that rhythm, see if you can get the body to kind of move with that flow. Round and round. Get the outer hips to stretch. Get the outer shoulder blades to stretch. Yeah, really just be swirling. Okay, coming all the way back up to the top. Come in steeple mudra again. Widen your feet just a little bit because we're going to take that nice lateral bend. So take a breath and exhale. We're going to go over there to the right. Good. Inhale straight and exhale to the left. And inhale straight up and then release all the way. Good. And then shake it out a little bit. We'll take it into one warrior. So to the top of the mat, the hands will be to your hips. Right foot will stay, left foot's going to step back. We're in warrior 1 position. And we're just going to bend that front knee up and down a few times. And always just checking down, looking at the alignment, noticing that big toe, noticing where the kneecap is. Good. And once you keep that knee bent, we're going to come into open-hearted warrior. So that's cactus. And we're going to take it into bellows. So we're going to inhale, roll the shoulders back, maybe lift the head so it's a little back bend. Exhale, palms and elbows come together and we're going to tuck in round. And then we're going to do that a few more times, and I just want you to notice what we're doing in terms of those core muscles again, right? So your core muscles are keeping you so strong and solid here. So the lower part of your body is your stability and the upper part is your flexibility. Good, one more cycle. And next time we'll keep it out in open-hearted cactus. Beautiful. Shoot the arms up in a V position and thumbs out, pinkies in. Shoulders strong, maybe gazing up. And then put your hands to your hips and we'll step the back foot forward to meet the front. Okay, so to the other side, left foot stays, right foot steps back. Maybe 3 or 4 knee bends. That's lubricating the joints when we do that. So up and down. And one more time, because we'll make it nice and stable now. So once we're in that bent knee position, we're going to take the arms up in cactus again. Shoulders are squared forward. Take a breath. Inhale backwards. Exhale, coming forwards. Taking that motion as you feel how stable you can be when you're fluid. Using your breath to open up that chest. Exhale the breath to stabilize you. One more time. We'll all meet in cactus, open-hearted warrior. Shoot the arms up in the V, V for victory, and then the thumbs out and the pinkies in. Same strong shoulders. And then hands to your hips. We're going to step it forward. and then shake it out. Good. So we're going to do a little balancing and a little hip work on this one. So bringing the hands to your hips, we're going to take the right foot all the way out to the side and we're going to hold it. So that's even enough to challenge you just in the balance, but also in the hip strength. And then we're going to crisscross it in the front, and as we do, we're going to bend both knees. We're going to take a dip. Good. We're going to take it all the way back out, and we're going to take the dip behind us. Good. Coming out again, toes are facing forward, and we're going to cross in front, take a dip. Good. Bless you. And going out, and then take that dip. Good. One more time, going out, and then coming in. Okay, so the other side. Left foot's going to go out, make sure the toes are facing forward. We're going to strengthen the outer hip muscles, and then we're coming inward. These are the adductors working. Out, and abductors when we go outward. Good. Crisscross one more time, front and back. So front, crisscross. Out, and back, crisscross. Good. Coming out, holding it out to the side, then bringing it in. And then that little motion of like wagging the tail, which is just kind of this moving of the hips side to side, just back and forth, just to stretch the outer hip muscles. Good. And now do a rotation, like a circle in your pelvis, round and round. Good. So hips and low back, they go together, and that's why we got to do these beautiful fluid movements round and round. And then the last standing pose will be tree, so feel free to kind of shake it out, and we're going to do tree pose. So right foot down, left foot's going to come up into the instep or the calf, so either of those two options, and your hands come to your heart. So we're going to do this one just in complete stillness, so if you want to just take a moment and gazing down in front of you. Nice steady breaths. And just for the last breath, just try, see if you can close your eyes. See what happens when you do that. Your body probably immediately makes a movement, a little adjustment, trusting that, and then opening the eyes and shaking it out. Good. Okay, so to the other side. Left foot down, right foot comes up. Hands to your heart. So we can stay here still like we did before, or you can take any expression of tree. You can reach upward, outward, one arm up, one arm down, wherever you want to go. Good. One last breath. Close your eyes if you want to challenge yourself with that little bit of second or two. And then slowly release it. Good. And shake it out a little bit and shake it out. Good. So we're going to come down to the mat, and we're going to come into the Celtic cross, which is usually a pose that we do sitting down. But we're going to do it lying down because this one gives us a lot of freedom of movement for our shoulders. So what we're going to do is we're going to lie on our left side with our left arm extended out. So we're resting our left ear on our arm, and our knees are bent. So it's the Celtic cross, which means there's 4 points to this movement, and most of you have done this with me before. So we're going to take the right shoulder and shrug it up towards the ear. So do that a couple times, just shrugging it up and bringing it back to neutral. And you notice the whole arm slides with you and the whole hand slides with you. And you're going to notice that throughout because the arm is going to be moving as well as your shoulders. The next one is rolling the shoulders back. So what you want to do is turn the palm up, keep the elbow tucked in. It's almost like you try to take that thumb and really flip it behind you. And then bring your hand back to neutral, which means the palm's facing down. And then you're going to roll it back again. So you should feel the shoulder blades drawing together when you do that. So back, and then neutral. And again, back, and then neutral. The next one is pulling down. So I want you to pull the fingertips down towards your heels, like you're trying to stretch and reach your heels. And then you come back to neutral. And make sure there's a little pause in that neutral so that your body can realize, like, oh yeah, this is what it feels like to be level set, and this is what it feels like to stretch. And then the last one is the rolling forward. So you're tucking your shoulders forward, your palm is turning up towards the ceiling, and you're stretching the shoulder blade. And then the palm comes back to neutral. And then do that. few times, making sure the neutral is a pause. Good. Now we'll connect them all together. So we go up with the scrunch, we go back with the shoulder blades squeezing, we go down, the palms facing down but pulling towards the heels, and then we tuck forward, stretching the shoulder blades. And as you do that, you're going to create this nice, beautiful, delicious circle. And once you feel that mobility, I want you to take that circle and make it a little bigger. So the arm actually comes in front of you, over the top of you, behind you, and down. And you're using the same shoulder movements, but now you're incorporating the whole shoulder and the range of motion of the whole shoulder. And if you can, and only if it feels good, you might even move your head a little bit in that motion. You might think about gazing at your fingertips with your eyes and your nose, and your head's moving and stretching along with it. And then bringing your hand now down by your side, we're going to take the left arm out a shoulder height. So you're going to actually pull it down a little bit. So your head is now resting on the mat, and you're going to take your right arm and you're going to reach it all the way out as far as you can. So this is called T position. And just kind of notice how far that will stretch, and just let it stretch a little bit. If it feels like it's pulling too tight, then do that little feathering. Remember when you're inhaling out of it a little bit and exhaling deeper into it. Good, and then taking that right arm back, and we're going to make our way to the other side. So you can just scooch on up and come to seated, and then flip on over to the other side. Okay, so your right arm is actually long, and you're resting your ear on your right shoulder. Your knees are bent like you're sitting in a chair, and then we're going to do that whole movement again. So it's going to be left shoulder up, and then down. And you want to feel the contraction, so we're kind of training our muscles to feel like what it feels like to contract and what it feels like to be in the neutral spot. And then we'll roll it backwards. This is one of the more important ones. So the elbow stays in and the palm goes up and the thumb almost goes backwards. Back to neutral. Roll it back. Really feel that shoulder blade moving. Squeezing together. And then we'll pull the hand down as if we're trying to touch the heel. Pull it down, bring it back to neutral. Pull it down. And pull it down, good. And then the last one, that rolling, tucking forward. And now that beautiful Celtic cross turns into a circle, so we go round and round. And feel free to move your back, your shoulders, because you're going to start to make that circle a little bit bigger. Feel free to move your head around. And then we're going to come out into that T position. So now the right arm's going to go out shoulder height. The left arm is going to extend out as far as you can. If you can, maybe even look at your left hand. And then coming out of that pose, we're going to make our way to our backs. So just take a transition as you bring your knees together, flat on your back. Feel free to bring your knees in. Round and round a couple times, massaging the low back, and then round and round the other way. And we'll take it into happy baby. So the feet will remain flexed. They'll come up towards the ceiling. The knees will be bent, and we're coming into a little deeper straddle. Feel free to grab the outside edges of your legs, your ankles, the bottoms of your feet. your big toes, whatever feels good. Pushing your low back flat to the mat and your heels up towards the ceiling. And then a gentle rocking back and forth. One big wide straddle, let go of your feet with your hands and just take it all the way out so the legs are straight. Gravity's helping a little bit on this one, so be careful. That's that deeper inner thigh stretch. Good for those hips. And then bend and straighten your legs a few times, maybe even flex the feet. So what I like about yoga so much is that it makes us feel good because we're doing these kind of motions that we just don't get in our regular everyday patterns. And all these motions are the way our body is built to do. So just taking advantage of this time. And next time your legs are straight, we're going to bring them together now so they're up above us with our hands above us. And then open and close your feet, point and flex your toes. Open and close your fingers, point and flex your toes, and then rotate everything around. And even move the knees like you're pedaling a bike, and move your elbows and just make everything so fluid. Feel your shoulder blades kind of moving, getting massaged on the floor. Give it a little shake up there. And then make your way down into your final Shavasana pose. Taking a nice deep, welcoming breath, bringing in that beautiful life force, all that energy for your day with your breath. Then just moving a little, maybe fingers, toes, reach, stretch, whatever feels good. And then make your way to the right side as you just curl up. For just the last couple of breaths here before you start your day, just be mindful of this peacefulness we can create at any time. I was reading this morning a very interesting perspective of yoga is that when we touch this place of inner peace, we know what it feels like so that we can learn to recreate that in any time and anywhere in our lives. So really acknowledge what that feels like to just be calm and relaxed and feeling protected. And always know that it's just a breath away. And then slowly bring yourself back up to that comfortable spot. This full circle of our yoga practice. Coming to the mat in one frame of mind and leaving the mat completely changed. Bringing your hands to your heart, a little bow of your head for that very inward gesture of gratitude for this practice that serves you. It's not very complex. It's quite simple, just taking care of you. Thank you for your dedication to your health. Namaste, everyone. Namaste.